Okay, so this next video is about sale prices and markups, and this is for section 4.3 in the textbook. And so we're going to do this similar to the way the book does it, and we're going to go about it by first finding the percentage of the original amount. And that's got a little step here that you need to do, and I'll show you how that works. But let's say, for example, we're going to mark something with a discount of 20% off. That means that you're paying 100 minus 20 or 80% of the original amount. So that's what we do here. If it's a sale, we're going to subtract the discount percentage from 100. Likewise, if it's a markup, it's going to be an increase. We're going to increase the price. And markups happen, for example, when a store buys something to sell to somebody. Let's say they buy it for $5. They don't want to sell it for $5 because they're not going to make any money. So they have to sell it at a markup. They have to sell it for more money so that the store can make some money itself. So if the markup percent, let's say we're going to mark it up 15%. That means we're paying 100 plus 15 or 115% of the original amount. So that's the first part here. We want to find the percentage of the original amount either by subtracting the discount percent from 100 if it's a sale, or if we're going to increase or mark up the price, we're going to add the markup percentage to 100. So that's the first step. Okay, we're going to call that P in our little formula here, which we'll use in a minute. The initial amount, I'm going to call that A. Okay? Now make sure when you're using the formula you change P to a decimal, so you move the decimal 2 places to the left. Okay? From a percent. So change the percent to a decimal, move it decimal 2 places to the left. Okay, and the sale price, an increased price, we're going to use the same formula. It's just going to be the initial amount A. But what'll be different depending on if it's a sale or a markup is what P is. So it's going to be A times P for both. But if it's a sale, the P, the percentage of the original amount, will be less than 100%. But if it's a markup or an increase, P here is going to be more than 100% because we're increasing the price. Okay? So let's look at a few examples here. Here's the first one. We got a $90 item on sale for 30% off. What's the sale price? Okay, so let's first find P. So P equals 100 minus 30, or 70%. Again, if it's on sale for 30%, that means we're paying 70% of the original price. Okay, now I'm going to make that into a decimal. I go 2 places to the left and I get 0.70 or 0.70. I'll just write it all the way out. Okay, our A, that's our initial amount, and that's $90. So the sale price is just going to be plugging it into our little formula here. Sale price equals the A, 90, times the percent of the original price, the P, which was 70%, but we don't want to use the percent, we want to use the decimal, so 0.70. So 90 times 0.70, and that's all we got to do. And again, use our little calculator here. Sorry, I know that can be a little hard to see, so 90 times 0.70 equals, and you can't see the answer, but there it is, 63 bucks. And that's the sale price. So the sale price will be $63 for a $90 item on sale for 30% off. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, so we're going to be looking for various variables in our formula, various letters. So depending on what we're given. So here, look, the original price was 120 bucks. That's our A. The sale price is 108. That's going to be the sale price. Now we want to know the discount percent, so we have no idea what P is. So P equals the unknown. That's the variable, question mark. Okay, so again we can use our formulas here. So sale price is the initial amount times the percent of the original. Okay, so we get 108 equals I'm just going to use all one color here, I hope that's okay. 120 times P. Okay, so we actually are going to solve for P, and then we got one more step, that's to find the discount percentage. Okay, so to get P by itself here, I'm going to divide both sides by 120. And that's going to give me P. And again, we can use a calculator for that. 108 divided by 120 equals 0.9. Okay, so P equals 0.9. So that means we're paying 90% of the original price. So P equals 90%, which was 100 minus the discount percent. So that means our discount percent, and we got to think, what would we subtract from 100 to get 90? Well, that's 10. So our discount is 10% off. Okay? So we're not looking for the P, we're looking for the discount. We have to find P first, and then use the relationship that we talked about up here, depending on if it's a sale or an increase, to find the discount or the markup. Okay, hope that's all right. Let's look at a couple more. Okay, here's the next one. Let's say our sale price is 50 bucks and the discount is 20%. What was the original price? Okay, so again, we'll just go about this like we using our formula, and we'll solve for the missing variable. Okay, so the discount is 20%. That means our P, our percent of the original, is 100 minus 20, or 80%. Moving the decimal 2 places to the left, I get 0.80. Okay, so what we're looking for here, the missing letter, is the A. So I don't know what A is. I don't know what the original amount is. Okay, so sale price, 50 bucks, equals A, I don't know what that is, times P, the percent of the original, which is 0.8, or 0.80. Okay, so again, we have an equation here. To undo this multiplication, we're going to divide both sides by 0.80. So A is 50 divided by 0.80, and I'll show you what that is here in a second on the calculator. Clear out the other problems. 50 divided by 0.80, and we get 62.5. Which is fine, but let's make that look a little more like money. So I'll add a 0 at the end, so it's $62.50. That was our original amount. Okay, let's look at a markup here. Okay, so the store buys an item for 8 bucks. Excuse me, the markup is 30%. How much does the store sell the item for? Okay, this is how the store makes their profit. They buy something at wholesale and then they mark it up and sell it to the consumer. Okay, so if the markup is 30%, let's find P. So again, it's a markup. So instead of subtracting, we're going to add it to 100. So 100 plus 30 is 130%. Moving the decimal, which is here, 2 places to the left, I get 1.3. Let me focus for a quick second here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we want to know what it's going to sell for. So the increased price equals the initial amount. So A was the initial amount, that's 8 bucks. 8 times the markup, percentage of the original, 1.3. And let's work that out here. Again, let's 8 times 1.3, and I get 10.4. And let's make that again look a little more like dollars and cents. So this would be $10.40. Just add a 0 at the end. Okay, so there is what the consumer would pay. And in the process, if you think about it, if the store paid 8 bucks and they sell it for $10.40, they're making $2.40 every time they sell that item. Okay, so again, just like before, we're going to be looking for different variables. Here we found the new price, the increased price, In this problem, look at this, it says how much was the original price, so we're going to find A, or the original price. Okay, so the increase price was 17 bucks. Okay, and the markup is 25%. So our P in our formula is going to be 100 plus 25, which is 125%. If I move the decimal 2 places to the left, I get 1.25. And we don't know what A is, so A is our question mark. And that's what we're going to find. Okay? So the increase, the new price, 17 bucks, equals A times 1.25. Okay, your A should be less than the selling price. If it's not, you made a mistake because the store doesn't really want to sell something for less money than it paid for it. Okay, I'm going to divide here by $1.25. Okay, so undo multiplying by 1.25 by dividing by it, and I'll get A. Okay, so 17 divided by 1.25 equals 13.6. Okay, so that means our initial price was 13.6, which is $13.60. Which again makes sense. You don't want the initial price to be more than the selling price, or else you're not making any money as a store, you're losing money. Okay? So we're just going to plug in what we know and solve for the missing variable. Okay, so here's, oops, I got a typo here, sorry. I don't want a percent there, I want a dollar sign there. There we go. So here's the last one. The store paid 50 bucks for an item. It marked it up and sold it for $95. What was the percent markup? Okay, so now we've got our increase price. The price to the consumer is 95. The initial price is 50, and we want to find P. We want to find the markup percent. So like we did before with the discount, this will involve a second step that we'll have to do, but that's okay, it's not so bad. Okay, so let's solve for P. So 95 equals the initial price 50 times P. Okay, so to solve for P here, I'm multiplying by 50. I'm going to undo multiplying by dividing by 50. And I'm going to get my answer here. So P equals, sorry, it's hard to find a good place for the calculator that you can see 95 divided by 50 equals 1.9. Okay, let's make that a percent. I'm going to move my decimal now 2 places to the right. I'm going to have to fill in a 0 at the end. That's 190%. Okay, so remember, to find the markup, we add a percent to 100. So what did I add to 100% to get 190%? So I added 90%. That's quite a markup. Oop, don't want a dollar sign, I want a percent. Okay, so again, think, what do I need to add to 100 to get this answer here? And I added a 90 to get 190. And so that's my markup percentage, 90%. All right, well, that's about it for this section. I hope that's okay. If you can make sense of these, the assignment should be just fine. And if it isn't, please don't hesitate to let me know. Thank you very much.